Day, September 18th, 2024, at approximately 4:30. So let's have a call to order around the table.
Bill Scriber, Board of Sweep.
Stan Daly, board member.
Diane Zeller, board member.
John Kara Smith, board member.
Connie Cosamento, board member.
Fran Enright, board member, in the back of the room.
Pat McMahon, port employee.
Tom Schneider.
Kim Natoli, port employee.
Betty Dunn, port employee.
Okay, let's move on.
And you have Micah.
Oh, yeah, and we have Micah. Okay, sorry to have my back to you, Micah.
That's all right, no problem.
All right, here we go. So we have, right now we have motion 09182401, and that's to approve the minutes of the 8/19/24 regular monthly meeting, and it's Exhibit A.
Move.
Second.
Second.
Anybody opposed? Seeing none, motion passes. We're gonna skip over to item 4 on here, which is gonna be the administrative financial reports, primary A and secondary.
I guess that's me.
That's you.
Okay. Pretty much talking about, as you can see there, cash position, balance statement, balance sheet, profit and loss statement. The cash position this month, and it's substantially lower than the one year ago. But at the same time, the cash position as of 8/31 diminished from 8/1/24. Not that great, so maybe we're starting to move trying where our cash position will maintain stability and not go down so much. So that's it on the cash position. The balance sheet, you'll see that the assets line has increased quite a bit this past month, and a good share of that is due to the grants receivable line item. I think Debbie, you were going to speak on that for a quick second.
Sure. So there's a separate report in there that's called Grants Receivable Summary that I created so that you could see what funds there are that will be coming to us, that we have already expended the money to do the work. We had to pay the contractors, and then we submit to the various grants to get reimbursed. So that is reflected now in the financials so that you can see it on a monthly basis. I'll keep that going forward. And that report itself shows the breakdown of the different ones. There's FEMA.
Yeah, it's after impress fund and after AP and AR
Yep.
in your package.
Yeah, this is, and basically it's like money in, money out, right?
So the expenses have already taken place, and so now this will be the money coming back to reimburse us. And so now it's reflected that there is a receivable.
So money out, money in.
Yeah.
Money out, money in,
Money
yes.
Also in regards to the balance sheet, there's a little formula, a good indicator of how a company is doing financially, is to take the balance sheet and divide the total current assets by the total current liabilities. I don't know if you've ever heard that, Bill, or not.
Yeah, I have an associate's in accounting.
Okay, so, and I think it is a good indicator, is it not? You don't want to rely on statistics too much, but, so the indicator here is that currently, our current assets divided by the current liabilities is 1 point, and you're good at math, Connie, 1.5, which anything over 1 is considered healthy for a company, no matter what type of company it is. Just to compare, the ratio for the previous month, July of this year, was 1.608. So we're maintaining stability, and we're still a healthy company if we're to be put on the market for sale.
That could never happen as a state authority. The state takes us.
Let's get rid of the other ones.
Stand just. Profit and loss statement. if you look at it, you're gonna see a great big bubble, because that's gonna include the FEMA DR 4348. And that really should be included to look at the health of the profit and loss statement. Profit and loss, gross profit, net ordinary income, they're way off from the anticipated budget of the year, but sometimes when we put together a budget, it's, you know, I dare say it's almost like guessing. So our.
I don't know,
other
Debbie, is
nine-
it guessing? I guess it is.
No,
And
seriously.
isn't it?
Educated. Educated.
Educated, yes, because we can't, as we've seen in this industry, you can't tell what that is coming in from month to month.
Market trends change drastically.
Um,
But an example of that, Stan, is we did anticipate 230 rail cars coming in between now and December 31st, but we just were notified by a new customer, we have 230 rail cars coming in for a total of approximately 20,000 metric ton of aluminum that we didn't account for, plus that's about 24,000 ingots, give or take, that Pat and I are really scratching our head where we're gonna put them. So that's a revenue push we didn't anticipate.
Sure. And then with the P&L statement, look pretty good.
Yeah. You'll be happy.
So the P&L gross profit and net ordinary income, they're not even close to the budget, but that's okay, because we do compare well to last year's financials on the P&L statement, the bottom line being the profit or the minus figure. So the P&L statement even looks good too. The Marina profit and loss statement, gross profit for the current fiscal year, it's just slightly above that of last year, so looking good there. One of the things that I had a question on, and maybe I'll just save it for some time later on. Some of the line items increased pretty much, quite a bit, on the marina side for personal service. Do we have a new employee coming on board?
We have an employee that we have, no, actually, we have, in previous years, we have a couple, 3 part-timers. But now we have, I hired one person for a dock worker for the season.
Okay. But marina's looking good. Got quite a few, Debbie already spoke on grants receivable. Quite a few of the impressed funds I start to look at, and this isn't something I need to bring up in open session, but it's just that, I think you even said it last time, you're watching what you're spending on. And, you know, some of these, when you look at the impressed fund, quite a few of these vendors are getting paid quite a bit. I think we spoke about it the other day, Tom, where you can't send everything out to bid. You gotta have faith in a lot of the vendors that you deal with all the time. So I guess it's to be understood that you're dealing just with a few vendors.
You also have to understand, as a state authority, we have to adhere to the MWBE purchasing requirements and SDOB. So we have to look at them, and if possible, we purchase through them. If not, we don't achieve our 30%, which is 15/15 on most. So sometimes if it's close, we have to go with a little bit higher price because that's what the state requires.
Sure, okay. Does the state actually come in and look at books?
We have to send them a monthly and quarterly report, and where they look at various trends and they ask for explanations. Meg, who does that downstairs, has to account for any deviation from quarter to quarter. So unless we have a goal to meet, we have to stay on track with that goal, and we have to report. It's actually an online portal system that we report to. So I would suggest you probably take 15-20 minutes, go downstairs, and I'll show you that system, because
Okay.
that tracks all our purchases.
Yeah. Okay. All right, pretty much near the end. Accounts payables, it seems to be somewhat lopsided right now, accounts payables, way up there. No?
Tell WD Movavi.
Well, we have one, yes, but that's a project, so, yeah. And those, as I think Debbie explained to you, those are cash in, cash out. So we don't hold it, but it's basically going to be reimbursed as soon as we turn it around.
I guess that's about it, the loan summary, the schedule of assets, kind of self-explanatory. That's about it for me then.
Thanks, Stan. I just want to thank you for stepping up on the audit and finance chair. I appreciate it, being the audit and finance chair. I appreciate it, the board appreciates it, thank you. Okay, that brings up the motion, 0918, 2402. And this is to accept August primary financial statements, or financial reports and subsidiary financial reports.
So moved.
Second.
Anyone opposed? Seeing none, motion passes. Okay, now we're going to jump a little bit. And this is over, we're going to be on item number 8 on new business right now. This is motion 09182403. And this is the award of the Mid-Country Machining, who is the lowest reasonable bidder, which met all New York State requirements for one articulating wheel loader,
Oh,
and to approve and authorize the executive director to purchase and to sign and complete any and all necessary paperwork for the purchase and enter into a lease agreement, Exhibit D. Any questions of Bill on this? Anyone? Stan?
wait a minute, what was this one?
The loader.
Exhibit G.
D.
Exhibit D on the loader.
Now, you explained that financially this is a win-win situation for us.
Yeah, the cost of equipment, as most people know, has gone up between 25 and 66% over the last couple of years. We got a loader here for $223,000. Debbie was able to shop our lease payments. Overall, we'll be paying a little less than $1,000 less per month for the present lease than we are for the current lease. It's about a 5-year with a $65,000 balloon. This loader particularly is not typical. Usually you receive a 3-year warranty on a major piece of equipment. This has a 5-year warranty on it. So the entire lease period will be under warranty. It's like your car, you know, bumper to bumper for 3 years, or was it 36 months, 36,000 miles, I think it is. This thing is 500 hours for 5 years. It defers any major expense we're gonna have with equipment, gas, maintenance, tires, yeah. But it defers it. And second of all, this gives us a piece of equipment at the end if we desire, because it has a $65,000 balloon. We're not putting money up front. We're reducing the cost overall of the monthly payment on the equipment, and it gives us the option at the end of the day, purchasing it or turning it back in for another piece of equipment.
But we're giving up one lease on another.
We have a lease right now on a loader. It's the 550 DL Doosan, which is $4,400 per month. It's been up for 2 months.
Yes.
2 months. Yeah, I remember all those leases. I signed everything. It's been up for 2 months. We got to turn that one in and get this one. This one was very important because usually on major equipment, it has to be built, and there's usually 6 or 8 or 10 or 12 months for it to be delivered. This one, they actually had one in a dealership that they could provide us. So we're gonna turn in the Doosan ASAP and then roll into this new lease and save almost $1,000 a month with a newer piece of equipment.
I saw you, with the balloon payment. You're getting a little scared when you hear balloon payment at the end. And are you actually, you are not committed to a balloon payment, you can just,
I would suggest what you do at the end is buy the piece of equipment. Because we're gonna, we had loaders here previously, as you remember, to load grain for ships. That's why we had such large loaders and we had to spend money on loaders. We don't have that any longer. we're now in a siloed grain export system and conveyor system. This loader will be primary task to load potash, and that's only about 4 months a year, 5 months a year. And we do need loaders for other things, but that will be its primary task. So the hours and usage on this piece of equipment will be far below the market. So this would be an excellent purchase at the end.
Okay, so we have,
Can I put it
Yeah, Tom.
just in a different term? The actual market value of the loader at the end is likely to be far above the residual value balloon payment. So you'd rather make the residual value balloon payment anytime the market value of your vehicle is above the residual value. And the residual value on a lease is just the amount that, you know, they're not, it's not incorporated into, you know, the payment stream of the lease. You would pay it at the end if you want to buy it out. If for some reason the market value dipped below 60,000, you'd return it.
Okay.
And our normal, how do I put this, our normal experience with loaders, these type of loaders are worth way more than that balloon at the end, so. And just to let you know, it was, Debbie did the calculations on this lease, it was the second lowest interest payments of the 6 that we looked at. So this was a good deal all the way around.
anybody else have a question on the loader?
I know you might be going, what do you see as the life expectancy?
Well, right now, we have a John Deere loader that we've had for, Jesus, 30 years? 30 years, John Deere loader. So, it's gonna outlive me, maybe.
You know, like any of that stuff, it depends on, one, what kind of duty does it have? Does it have a light duty, severe duty? And the other one is the maintenance. If you keep up with the maintenance on it, and you have competent operators, you know, it should last quite a while. It should. You know, that's really the ticket.
And this will be light duty.
So there is a motion on the table. It's motion 091824 03 to award the Mid-County Machinery and allow Bill to sign into this lease.
I'll move it.
Second.
Okay. Anyone opposed to that? No one opposed, then the motion passes. So now, we're gonna go, we're gonna have a motion 09182404 because there wasn't a motion in this packet to go into executive session. This is the motion to move to executive session.
So moved.
Second.
Anyone opposed?
I think you have to state purpose with this contracts.
Well, yeah, I was gonna wait until after we came up, but that's all right.
No,
Yeah.
when you move into an executive
For con-
session,
for-
I think you have
for
to state
contracts.
purpose. Thanks.
Okay, so we have,
I'll give you those times.
we rolling? Okay, we, motion 09182405, and that was to come out of the executive session, and that was passed unanimously, so now we are in the regular session. So out of the executive session, we have a motion, and this is Connie, I think it's motion, I have motion 09182406.
Correct.
Okay.
All right, I move that we adjust the executive director's compensation as advised for the remaining 8 pay periods until December 31, 2024.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? None, motion passes. Okay, now we didn't cover everything here, that's why I have to go back to,
We're on,
administrative operational report, never really got anything from you on that.
Well, you know, it's been a long meeting, and, you know, here, I'll just take questions, anything you want to ask on the report.
I only have one quick one, it's about the marina, that building there, it has the boards, are we gonna replace those wooden boards and store cars in them, or? do you-
Well,
you
we're
have an
looking
idea-
at-
you have a plan, right?
We're looking at it now, I gotta talk to Tammy about, because I just brought up on the barrel building, may have to do sailboats and that, we have to discuss what amount of, storage requirements we need. There is a problematic with putting boards in there, because they were, if you're familiar with the old type of construction, they're all square nails. On the hull, they're gonna be impossible to get out, we have to cut them out, you just can't rip them out, they're the old.
I know they are.
nails, so, gotta look at that, if she advises me, we need more space and we'll do for that. But if the car's in there now, we're sure that, it's safe.
So, I'm gonna go right into committee reports. Have the, committee reports, executive, committee, audit and finance, I think, we had that from town, or Stan. Governance,
No report.
planning development, she's not here. And right now, I've talked to Kitty, she has nothing on planning and development. And, that's it. So we are now in, time number 10, motion to adjourn the regular monthly meeting. That'd be 0918, 2407.
so moved.
We have a second. Anyone opposed? Thank you, everybody. Bill, thanks. Diane, thank you, sweetie.